Well, the estate of a wealthy Catholic deacon has just paid one of the largest sex abuse settlements in the history of the New Orleans Archdiocese. David Hammer and our partners at the Guardian newspaper have an exclusive interview with the victim in that case and audio of a prominent local businessman who tried to pay the victim to back off.
Mac McCall has been through hell and back in his 34 years.
Over 20 years of hell and back.
In 2020, he came forward with rape allegations against a prominent Metairie deacon and attorney, V.M. Wheeler, for what happened to him in 2002. Mac was 12 years old when it happened. And when he made his complaint, prominent members of the community went to Mac's parents, former Jefferson Parish President John Young and former Catholic TV host Mary Lou McCall.
They've been, intimidated. They've been told that, this is going to be a mess in the news, and every little tactic to try to get this to go away and to silence this.
As police investigated in February 2021, Mac's attorney Richard Trahant got a phone call from Catholic benefactor Louis Roussel, a wealthy racehorse breeder and former owner of the Fairgrounds Racecourse.
Richard, Louis. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Roussel?
The recording was obtained by victims advocate Richard Winman through a public records request and shared with us. Trahant said Roussel called him the day before this recording and offered Mac $400,000 to drop his claims against Wheeler.
It seems like Mr. Wheeler was offering money to have McCall stop cooperating with the police, and that bothered me, and I think it bothered you.
It bothered me tremendously. I didn't sleep last night.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved with it.
I called Roussel for an explanation, and he agreed to be interviewed. He said he called to offer $400,000 on behalf of one of Wheeler's friends, businessman Danny Kingston.
$400,000. $350 was an offer, another $50 to settle the suit, which Mr. Kingston assumed they were going to file.
Roussel claimed they weren't trying to stop Mac from helping police, which would be illegal. But he said he called Trahant back the next morning because he had a change of heart.
Lost sleep over this because I don't want to be involved in anything that's unethical, much less going any further than that. And that was it.
Okay, because when he specifically says it was because Mr. Wheeler was offering money to have McCall stop cooperating with the police, you did not dissuade him of that idea.
That never, ever. Look, that was his take on it.
Wheeler was originally accused of raping a child under 13, but he pled guilty last December to the lesser charge of indecent behavior with a juvenile. Then, in April 2023, he died of pancreatic cancer. The executor of his estate, now in line to get Wheeler's mansion in Old Metairie, is Danny Kingston. Kingston declined to comment, but last week, Wheeler's estate finally settled with Mac.
The Guardian reported that this settlement that was offered before Wheeler died was for over $1 million. Can you say if this finalized settlement is in that range?
It was amicably resolved. It wasn't the offered amount, but it was amicably resolved.
And he comes away with resolve to show other survivors it is possible to take on their abusers.
Like, we can speak up and we can have some kind of healing.
David Hammer, Eyewitness News.
Well, Mac McCall made his claim directly against Wheeler, not against the Archdiocese. How the abuse happened in the early 2000s. Wheeler was not ordained as a deacon until 2018.